Christy. Okay. So I just want you to think about your enrollment goal. How many new people do you want to get into your group? And out of your existing client base, who do you want to reactivate? Who do you want to get into the block? So just take a second and think through that and set that goal. Okay. And then the next thing I want you to just really think through, and this is important because it helps you coach your challengers better with more focus, with more intention. It helps you stay focused as well. So I always ask myself, what result do I want to create for, or what experience do I want to create for my challengers during this group? What do I want them to experience? If it's weight loss, focus on that. If it's building strength, focus on that. If it's just experiencing living a healthy lifestyle, focus on that. For me, we focus on 3 things always, and that is move your body every day. I don't care what that looks like or what that means. Move your body, eat like you care about yourself, right? And grow every day. Those are my 3 focuses. I keep it very broad intentionally so that my challengers can really identify with it, but then set goals in those specific areas that make sense for their own life. You know what I mean? So if they're like, oh, I'm going to focus on weight loss, then I'm like, okay, you better eat like you care then. One workout at a time, right? So what result or experience do you hope to create for your challengers in this group? I'm going to let you sit and just write that out for a second. This is also going to help you with the invite process. Hi, Suzanne. Okay, post in the chat when you have done that. When you're done with setting your goals, you can write your goal in the chat if you want. I'm keeping it really simple. For March, I want 10 new challengers, and I want to engage my current group and take care of them. And then when you've written out what experience you hope them to have, just write in the chat. You don't have to write your experience if you don't want to, but just be like, done, so that I know, so we can move to the next part. Okay, so for my experience, for those of you that are kind of stuck on this, sometimes I like to tell you what I do just so that it can help you think, because it is early in the morning. So the experience that I want people to have with BODi blocks, this is kind of like the first big one, right? Like I want them to just experience the live workouts, like be present every day, that variety and those options. Like I want them to be able to see that this doesn't have to be boring and mundane or like the same thing every single day. I'm really excited about the structure and just how effective that is. But overall, I just want them to feel good about and enjoy this part of their day. That's really it. Like so much of the time, like especially when we're in like really crazy seasons, this part is so critical to get your workout in and like really take a second to move your body and like clear your mind, that we don't always enjoy it the way that it really is intended to be enjoyed. Working out is amazing. Working out can change your whole entire life. Even if you don't love to move your body that way, it's so good for you. So just really knowing what you want them to experience helps you not only stay really focused on that energy that you want to create in your group, but it allows them to worry about their specific goals with really strong, and I'm going to give you 2 things that you can give people that will change their whole journey. Number 1 is stability. Number 2 is support. And I would say number 3, and this might be actually the most important one that kind of lies with the stability part of it, is the structure, right? Giving them the BODi block. It's 3 weeks on, 1 week off, and it changes every month. And you get to choose which block works best for you. Think about that. Like that freedom of choice is incredible. Okay, so that kind of leads into this next little section that I want us to focus on, which is the value. So now you have your goal, now you have your desired result, right? So what you really need to understand is, why is this valuable for you? What are your talking points? These are your selling points, right? Is what the value is. Your selling points are why you love this, why you love this. So I want you to think about the BODi blocks, and I want you to write down all of the things that you're excited about with this specific format. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go through that part. Okay, and when you're done with that, this is a quick little section. I want you to just write in the chat maybe like some of the things that you personally are the most excited about. What do you like about this new structure? What are your top selling points? Where's the value for you in this? "24/7 fits your schedule." I love that. Variety, new blocks. I love that. 3-week schedules are so manageable. I love that too. 30 minutes. I like that they're not 20-minute workouts, I will say. I'm kind of over the get in, get out. You got to put in the work. I love that they start on the first of the month as well. Okay. So for me, those are all the things, right? Like the structure of it, 3 weeks on, 1 week off, it kind of forces that recovery mentality, which I think is so key. The structure is great. The options, the variety. I love that they have a new trainer every day in some of these blocks, which I think actually branches people out quite a bit. They experience trainers they may have never experienced, or use one that they would never have guessed for themselves, and can fall in love with different things that they didn't know they even liked. And I love that ability. But the new energy, just moving their bodies in new ways every day is so key. So the next part of this is really, let's skip down here because I created this I stole this picture for you guys to kind of look at. So this is the other thing that kind of throws me off sometimes, is like how many options there are. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many options. So what I really like to do is just look at them all. And I like to find the ones that are the most marketable for me, the ones that fit my brand, my group, my focus, that I want that experience that they have the most. And that's the one I sell. I don't look at the price. I don't look at any of that stuff. I literally look at the tools and say, this is it. And then I go from there. If it doesn't work, then I'll find something else. But that's how I try to promote, because it makes it way easier for me. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time and people need different things. But if you have something concrete to start with, you can always grow from there, right? So I just wanted to give you guys kind of a look at these little packages for a second. And I want you to try and identify, I'm just going to kind of move some of this stuff out of the way. Sorry, guys. Maybe what a good package would be for you if you haven't figured this out yet. So I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to kind of look through this. I know it's like kind of small, but hopefully you guys can see it enough. Annabelle loves the Shake and Hustle pack, the Essentials pack. I love that too. Do you kind of just default to the Essentials pack because that's like the starting point? Or is that because that's the package that you feel is the most complete for your challenge? Does it have everything that you use in it? Yeah, see, she adds Energize to every cart. Oh yeah, Shakeology and Energize, that is a good package. Okay, so once you really understand what people are going to get when they join and buy, how much it's going to cost them, like then you can be like, oh, I have a coupon you can use for $20 off, right? Because we're going to get a coupon. And then you can like just sort that out in your mind from the get-go. So you're not like, oh, what should I sell each individual person? Just put this out there. And then after you've talked to them and gone through the invite process, if there's things that they additionally need, or you think a tool would work for them, add it on, or find a package that has it included that would give them an extra discount. Just kind of build it from there. So having that really base structure for that is really key, because this can also be your selling point. Here's what you get when you join this challenge. Here's how much it costs. Like, be upfront with it. I'm extremely transparent. Whenever I talk about costs, I never beat around the bush, ever. If someone says, how much does it cost? I say it costs this. Or I say, here's the link, pull it up, look at it. That's what I personally like the most, because a lot of people are visual. But that way, the more transparent you guys are, the more sales you're going to make. I know it sounds weird and it's scary, but that's the truth. How many of you would rather have someone be straightforward with you than feel like you're being sold? I would rather have someone be like, it's $350. And me be like, what the hell are you talking about? And then being like, here's why. Because it has this and this and this and this and this. And then you're like, okay. Okay, so now you've got kind of your value, which is your selling points. You understand sort of the package that you're going to promote. It's a really good idea to maybe even just screenshot that. This particular options photo is in the packet, the PDF that you guys can print out, but you can screenshot this even and just like cut that picture of the actual package if you guys like that Essentials one. And you can put that in your event page. Super simple. Or you can put this whole thing in there and let them choose. Okay, which we're going to go through here in a second. The last thing is the leverage. And this is a really important piece when you're trying to hit a specific date. I'm going to tell you guys, this is also a great strategy for your goals. So if you're like, I want to be diamond by March 30th, you got to have some leverage there. If you have no leverage, you're not going to push for it. Why do you have to be diamond by March 30th? Why can't you be diamond by April 1st? Right? Like you have to have some kind of leverage that's enticing them to do this now. So what is your leverage? Why now? I want you to sit and think through this and write some of this out. Colleen, I'm just going to answer you because it's easier than typing, but I don't really have a lot of issues with my customers being mad about auto ship. And I don't know if it's, maybe it's the way that I sell it. I don't know. So I'm just going to tell you what I do. So when I sell challenge packs, obviously there's stuff on auto ship, right? And I say that same thing. I'll say, we're going to try this for a month and we're going to see how it goes. And if you're not liking it by the end of the month, we're going to cancel it. If you do love it, then we'll keep it. That's the language that I use. And I follow up with my clients about a week before the end of the month. And so I usually will just see if they're liking it. And when I check in with them and say things like, are you liking Shakeology? Are you using it? Do you use your Energize? I'm looking for it. Yes, I use it. And then I'll say, do you think you want to keep it? Do you want to continue with it? And I'll do it way before that part of it even comes up, because that part of it is their responsibility. Like they know signing up that's on auto ship, that's on them. That's not on me. So if they're mad, you can remind them and say, listen, we talked about this. This is that part. Don't worry. We can get it refunded. You can send it back. And I just try to ease that part of it. But for me, that trust is built really early on with the auto ships and the packages and things like that. And so if they want to cancel it, most of the time people are pretty on top of that because they're not cheap. You know what I mean? So just even doing little reminders in your groups. I think some people are afraid to talk to their customers about it because they don't want them to cancel and they're afraid they're going to cancel it. That's a scarcity mindset that you need to get out of, because you need to assume that they're going to use it and love it and stay on it forever. That's the kind of energy and focus you want to put out there, because that's ultimately what's going to help them the most in their journey. Okay. Okay. What is your biggest leverage at the moment? Tell me what it is. What is your leverage point? Write it in the chat. Spring is almost here. I like that. Yeah, simple as that. Get your stuff to start with us on Monday. Get ready for the summer. I really like when something's new like this to be like, let's get in at the ground level. Like I'm going to do a block every single month. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Did it go away? It went away. I'm going to do a block every single month. And this is the very first one. And if you start with me now, I'll walk you through all of them. And by the end of the year, you're going to have a lot of blocks under your belt. Like it's really just building the confidence for that first one. You know what I mean? It's hard because everyone's leverage is different. And so that's why it's important when you're inviting to hit different leverage points for people. So when you think about them in general senses, like even just listening to what other people are starting, a fresh start, get ready for summer, right? Like start with us on Monday. There's just so many different little tiny ways of leveraging that start point. And it's not about them starting with you or buying a package at a certain time. I want you to think about it more like the person that you're talking to, the person that is working out already, but has zero structure. And so they're not getting any results. That's actually my target client. Do you guys know that I don't target people who don't work out? That's not my customer. I target people who are already trying to do this, but aren't getting results, because those are the people that I can actually help. I can give you the structure, the support, and the accountability that's missing. Those 3 key points are what's missing 90% of the time with people. And if you can give them that, it changes their entire life. It changes the way that they think about fitness entirely. So don't just think about your start date being the leverage, or you needing Success Club to be the leverage. They don't care about any of that. What they care about is what event do they have coming up? How long have they been waiting to get started, right? Like you got to hit some of these pain points. When do you want to feel better? I love that question. So if it's not now, then when do you want to start feeling good? When do you want to start feeling better? It's one of my favorite qualifying questions, because how do you answer that? Now, I want to feel that now. Then you have to start doing something now. What better leverage is there than that? Okay. So that leverage piece is so key for your invites. And if you don't have that in place when you're making those invites, there's going to be no urgency for anybody to be like, I'll join, because they see you inviting every day. They know you're going to be here a year from now. There's no reason for them to get started with you just because you want them to. Does that make sense? Okay. So now you have your goal, you have your desired experience or results, you know the value of what you're giving to people, you have the leverage figured out, you know what you're going to sell to them just to get them started, that essentials pack, right? Now it's really just the details and doing it. That's it. Do you know that right now you guys are fully ready to launch a group around a BODi block? It's so simple. Okay, there is one thing that I do recommend, which is, hang on, I might have to stop my screen share for a second so I can show you the screen, because for whatever reason, it doesn't show you. I'm just going to show you guys something really cool, just in case you haven't looked at this yet. So this is the FAQs for the BODi block, right? I'll put this in the chat. This is so simple. If you're not sure even what a BODi block is, literally take 5 minutes and go through this document. It's so simple. Here's what it is. Getting started. This is how people can start. This is how they can access the BODi blocks. Literally, it walks you through everything. Okay. The cool part about this is there's 4 different blocks, right? So we can help them choose which one is best for them. But this is really what I wanted to show you guys. This calendar. Have you guys seen this? If you have strong coaches, then maybe. This is the 2023 BODi calendar. Here are all the start dates for every block. March 6th, April 3rd, May 1st, June 5th, July 3rd. These are all your start dates. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 BODi blocks this year. That's 10 challenges. If you set a goal to put 10 challengers in each one of these groups, I don't want you to think about selling 10 challenge packs or getting 20 Success Club points or signing up 10, like 3 coaches out of those 10 people. I just want you to purely simply think, if I can get 10 people working on this particular block, in this particular challenge, in any capacity, by the end of the year, you'll have 100 new challengers. For every 10 challengers that you sign up, you can maybe guesstimate 1 or 2 of those becoming coaches or preferred customers, right? But even if you only signed up 2, that's 20 new coaches this year or 20 new preferred customers this year. Do you think that will move your business forward? Does that seem like an astronomical amount of people to manage or work to do? Maybe, but at the same time, like, how exciting is it that you can potentially grow your business that way? One of my favorite leverage pieces at the moment is that these BODi blocks are going to be buildable for me. So my BODi blockers in March are going to become my block leaders in April for the next block, for the 10 new people that I'm bringing in, right? And then those 10 will be my block leaders in May. There's so many cool ways that you can build this and stack this and grow this. And if you can leverage this idea that you're in from the very beginning, I've done every single block. By the time you're on block 6, you can start things like, how many blocks have you done? How long have you been showing up? There's so many different ways to use this platform and this structure because it's only 3 weeks. Like, you can literally do this every single month and you're going to rock star it. After the first couple that you run, you're going to get down exactly the formula that works for your group, what you need to say each week, the energy where it lacks and where it builds. You'll start to really feel that flow and be able to run really effective challenges that way. Okay. Okay. We're going to keep going because this is the real work part. So, sorry guys, hold on. I gotta like redo all this now. Okay. So this next part is really simple, the dates. So I just want you to put March 6th. That's our first wave date. That's Monday. Okay. This is designed to help you start on Monday. And whether you get people in it or not, I don't want you to focus so much on that because you're going to have multiple waves of people starting, right? So March 6th is our goal date, your nutrition focus. What are you going to focus on nutrition wise? Write that down. It can be one of our nutrition programs or supplements specifically. And then I want you to choose which block you personally are going to do. Do you know? I want you to figure out which block you're doing and which block you want to focus on marketing. A lot of people are marketing the beginner's block, which is a great place to start with your new people coming in for new acquisition. If you're trying to get some of your oldies, like your OGs involved, like, make sure that they understand what each of the blocks are. And let them choose. Which block are you going to do? Just ask them the same question. Okay. And then really quick, where are you going to coach people? Is this going to be a Facebook group or a BOD group? Somewhere else? Do you have a place to put them? I like to use the BOD group for accountability and my Facebook group for connection. That's how I market it. So I'll say, if you want to be on the leaderboards or you want to have personal coach check-ins, then you need to be logging your stuff on BOD. But where we connect and interact is on Facebook. That's made it so simple for me. I don't know. That's kind of up to you guys. But understand where you're going to coach people. So when you're putting your invites out there, you have somewhere to send them. And then the very last thing is that I like to think through is an incentive or a reward. or some recognition piece. How are you going to recognize people doing the work that you want them to be doing? Working out every day, nutrition, like what are you going to reward? And this doesn't mean like mailing them stuff and spending money and doing all that stuff. This can be a simple, I'm going to shout these people out every single week because they're doing X, Y, and Z, or here's a leaderboard, or I'm going to do a raffle and whoever did this many workouts or whatever. You can make this whatever it is, but I think having some kind of recognition piece, it's one of our vital behaviors, is extremely effective. That is actually the glue that's going to keep people in that group, is seeing that recognition, right? Okay. So Tiffany, I'm going to answer that question really quick right now. So once you have your dates, we basically have everything ready to go. Okay. So what I like to do 3 days before a launch, which is about right now, is create an event on Facebook. Do you guys have events set up for this? But I'm trying to look who's shaking their heads. Shake your head yes if you do. Shake your head no if you don't. Okay. This part seems very complex, but it's actually very simple. And it's actually really cool because you can use the link to your event in like your Instagram page, and people, you can put whoever you want in your event. Anybody. It doesn't matter whether they've signed up with you or not, right? It's your filter before the challenge group. Your challenge group is for people who have invested. I would say I don't put people into my groups that have not invested. And I mean, like, haven't added me as their coach. Okay. So, hold on one second. And I'm going to stop my screen share again. I know this is really annoying, but it's just how Zoom does this. And I'm going to take you guys to this events part. So I want you guys to pull up your Facebook pages. And I'm going to help you just start your event. Okay. This is really not super complicated, but it's helpful when someone's walking you through it. So I'm just going to walk you through it. You have to go to your feed. So you just go to your like home page, click this home page on your Facebook. And then it's right here over in the left-hand circle. You just go down to this little thing that says events. Okay, you hit create new event. You're going to do online. And there it is. And you literally fill out the information. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes and I want you to do this. I created some event covers for you, so you don't even have to do that to make your life easier. These are just kind of generic ones, but if you want to use them, then you can. It just makes it so you can do it right this second. And you guys, you have all the details, right? Event name, welcome to the BODi block, or welcome to the block. How cute is that? I love that. It can be whatever. You can put, my group is homebody, so I put that. But your start date, you have that. The location, you can put that one, you can just write a name, or you can enter the zone, the time zone. Anyway, and then you just put like a little description in there. So then you can go in and invite like your entire challenge group already. You can invite all your coaches, but then you can start marketing with this page once that's set up. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes. New kids on the block. I love that. So I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to set this up. You put the start date of the event, and so that you can work up to that point, right? Because you want to be able to market it until that day. The start date will determine when the event basically ends. So March 6th, and I would put like 12:45, or I'm sorry, that's the next day. Because then it will pop up your end date. So you can, this is when the group will end, this is when it will start, like your event, not the actual date. So this will be March 6th. Your end date is March 6th at 11 p.m. or whatever is when you want the event to actually end. You can run the challenge in the event page too, if you want. But again, this is kind of just like your holding pen for people. Jess, yes, I would add anybody who has BODi because they have access to this. And be like, did you know that you have access to the BODi block starting on Monday? And I would just go from there. And then you literally can just copy the URL up here. Once your event is made, you can just copy the URL. And I'm going to give you a little tip. If you go to tinyurl.com, you can make any giant URL tiny. So it'll be www.welcometothe-block.com or whatever. It'll just make it so small. And then you can put that link in your Instagram profile, right? And reference it. Say, if you want more information on the BODi blocks, click the link in my profile and it will take them to your event page and they can join it themselves. Randy, yes, I have a BODi group for tracking, and Facebook is where I actually coach people and connect. Christina, are you saying joining the event? The event page, you guys, is just information. This is just to get everybody in one place so that you're not having to give information out 50 billion different times. It's so other people can connect with other people who are interested in starting the BODi block. So I would invite every person in your challenge groups. I would invite all your coaches. If they don't want to participate, then they won't join. But if they do join, then they want the information. And really all you're trying to do, and I'm going to give you a little structure for what to post in this event. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute to finish creating it. And then I'm going to show you what you do in there, because that's the other part of it, right? Like, now what do I do? What am I supposed to do with this? This is the part that will help. So here's your little schedule. Again, this is just a 3-day event, right? So day 1, provide a sample workout if there is one. Have them post their proof for that first impression. Like if they've never tried BODi, then you can send them a live BODi sample workout, right? Just show them how to use it. That's it. Just focus on that one thing. Give them something for free right from the get-go. Hey, our block is starting on Monday. Here is a sample of what this looks like and how these operate. Super simple. Let me know if you do this today. The second day, you just go over all the tools in the kit. So you take that package, that essentials package, and you say, this is the one we're going to focus on. Here's why. This is what's important. Here's how much it costs. You can also post all the other packages if you want, because somebody might be like, I want this one. And you can be like, great. That one's more expensive. Here's the link, right? Like you can do all of those things. So day 2 is just giving them the information, going over all the details of price, cost, product, all that stuff. Day 3. So if you started this today, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, day 3 would be Saturday. And that is really just, again, you could go live in there. You can talk about your why. You can talk about pricing and packaging and details again. You can share stories. You can share, that's really where you want to like start posting the heart of your groups and why you love coaching, and that kind of stuff, right? And then Monday is enrollment day. If they're already enrolled, great, let's go. You can even host day one in that event page. But I like to promote the idea that if you lock in the commitment that you're going to do it, you graduate to the challenge group, right? And then you welcome them in there, you thank them in the event page. It's just, it really sounds complicated, but it's simple. So today, get the event set up. And you can even post in your challenge group and say, hey, I created an event page. I posted a sample workout for BODi in there. If you've never tried it, go do it. Super simple. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's all set up. So now here's the other part of this. This is the posting. This is a 7-day marketing plan, basically. So this is what you'll start today. I even put the dates in here for now. And this is our first wave, right? We have today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. That's basically it. And then Monday is the day. So here, we're going to do this post right now. We're going to make a post. I want you to share the details of this challenge. So you can now look at that stuff that you just created. What's my leverage? Where's the value? What do I hope they experience? And what's the start date? Those are the 4 details that I want you to share in this post. I'm starting a new BODi block on Monday. I know it's short notice, but it's just one of those last minute commitments that I'm going to make. This is going to be a different month for me. That's the language you use. Is anybody else in that same boat? Here's why. Here's what's important. That's how you make a post about it. So we're going to sit here for the next 8 minutes, and I'm going to have you guys make this first post. Okay. And then we'll go through the last part of it. And I'll try and answer questions while you guys are doing it. So you can do Facebook or Instagram, wherever you invite. This is an invite post. This is your first touch, is what I like to call it. Okay, we have 1 more minute, and then I'm just going to go through this last section. And then I want you guys to work on your list for a second. And I'm going to repost these covers in case you didn't get them. Okay, so when you guys are done with this post, I want you to share it if you did it on Instagram in your stories, and I want you to create a poll. I want you to ask a question about it. It can be, have you heard of BODi blocks? Do you have a current fitness goal? How is your nutrition right now? You need to ask a question that's going to get people talking, because when you take polls on Instagram, you can use that as a lead list. Anybody who responds, you can reach out to and be like, hey, I'm starting this BODi block on Monday. Maybe this will help you with this particular thing. So share your post. So that way, when they answer the question, they'd probably go to your post and wonder why you were asking that specific question. They'll read through everything that you wrote, but now you've got an open door to DM them and be like, hey, I saw you answered my poll on my Instagram stories today about BODi blocks or your fitness or your goals or whatever question you ask, and you can start a conversation. This is a great place to start when you have 0 prospects at the moment. If you're like starting at nothing, you will always be able to create a list for yourself if you get good at asking questions and you follow up. I built my entire business that way, asking questions and following up. It seems very simple, but the more consistent you are with it, the more effective it becomes. So tomorrow, your post is going to be about sharing your why. This is going to be about your game plan. Here's what I'm going to do. And this, you guys, is being the leader. This is you leading from the front. Every time you share your game plan, you share your goals, your vision, what you are doing. I know people get mixed up with this and think that it's like a weird thing to post about their personal stuff, especially when they're trying to help other people. But I'm telling you guys, this is what's going to help them feel confident to share it back. This is what's going to help them feel confident that you're a safe place for them. If you're open and willing and vulnerable and able to talk about things that most people aren't talking about themselves, right? This gives them a platform, a door, a safe place to communicate things that they've probably never talked about before out loud with someone. Okay, so share your game plan tomorrow. Here's the BODi block I'm doing. Here's the time of day I'm going to do it. Here's the supplements I'm going to use. This is why I'm doing this. This is the result I hope to get from this. This is my commitment post. That's what it's going to be. That's your Friday post. And then be like, if you're in this place too, always add an invitation at the end when you're leading up to doing a marketing plan, posting for these BODi blocks, always add an invite at the end. Even if you talk about yourself the entire time, that's your place to reach out. And what I love to call this is bid for connection. Those invites, if you need this, join me. If you want to do this too, I'm here. I got you. Bid for that connection from people so that anybody that needs it will feel comfortable enough to meet that bid. Okay. So Friday, make a post. That's your why post. Saturday, again, bid for connection. I personally like to ask for tips and support because the day before I just shared all of the reasons why I'm doing this in my game plan. Now I'm going to use my audience and let them help me. It's such a powerful psychological tool to be able to show that you're willing to ask for help. Again, you're trying to example and lead. You're trying to allow your audience to connect with you. And what do people love more than anything? A, to answer questions and talk about themselves, and B, help and support other people in need, right? Like, it's really simple psychology. So for me, this posting marketing plan is almost always on Instagram because that's where I market. You can do this on Facebook. You can do this in person with people if you want. Sunday is really your get in there day. That is your day where you give all the details on everything. You're following up with everybody you've created conversations with. You're talking to your people in your event group, right? That's kind of your hustle day because Monday is our day one. And Monday, all I want you to focus on is getting your body block done yourself. Number one, everything else will fall into place. All your early birds are going to start on that day, right? With you. So make sure that they get their body blocks done. That's where your focus needs to be. Because Tuesday is really when that second wave is going to come in. This is going to be when you start marketing to your second wave of people. I know we started yesterday. It's never too late. You can start any day. When do you want to feel better? It's a powerful question. It's so simple. Okay. But Tuesday, that's when I want you to say, okay, when's my next start date? When do I want this second wave to start? And you can set it for the following Monday. You can start it for Wednesday. It doesn't really matter. Like your second wave, I like to think about my second wave as this is my start any second wave. If I have somebody interested, I'm going to start them right that second. That's what I'm going to try and do. Let's get you going. There's no start date. Today is the day. And then Wednesday, it just gives you like a little marketing plan right there. Okay. So here's what I want you to work on for a second for the last 5 minutes or so of this call, your lead list. So that I added this into this PDF packet if you guys want to print it. I love this because it keeps things very organized and very simple. And I think normally I create notes and just keep track of people that way in my phone. But when you're doing a launch, it's different. It's easier to put them all in one place. It helps you understand the work that you are doing or not doing. So this will give you a minute to also just think, who of my colleagues or neighbors or acquaintances do I think that this block would benefit? Again, this isn't who can I sell to? How many points can I get? Would this person buy something? That's not the mentality that's going to get you where you want to go. It's who would this body block be good for? Who have I been seeing lately? Okay, think about your friends and family. Think about your current challengers. So if you have nobody committed, reach out to them one-on-one and be like, hey, why aren't you doing this? Where are you at? What have you been doing? Are you doing your workouts? I haven't seen you in a long time. Catch me up. Okay, think about your current challengers and then think about the people that you're reaching out to on Facebook and on Instagram. I'm going to give you a few minutes to just go through and I want you to just brain dump this information so that you've got a place to start. And I'll post the PDF at the end again. I'm also going to post it on Power Hours. It's already on there if you guys want it off that. It's just not great quality. Okay. It's 8 o'clock, so we got to go. But I want you guys to just screenshot this or take a picture of it real quick. This is just a really simple way to just get inviting. Like if you get too much in your head about making lists, just focus on this. These are immediate invites for the month. 10 of my friends and family. I'm going to try and invite 10 of my friends and family, 10 coworkers or neighbors, and acquaintances. I'm going to try and invite 20 of my current Instagram followers or Facebook followers or friends, and try and make 10 brand new connections. My secret to hitting Success Club month after month after month after month after month is always having 3 to 5 conversations going at a time. If you can keep that funnel and that formula, you most likely will hit Success Club every single month. So if you think about your business, I know a lot of it is how many invites did you send? I don't care about that. I care about how many actual conversations you're having that you're in right now. That's what matters, because you can send 5,000 invites and not have one conversation going, right? It's all about the conversations. And for me, that's always going to be on a much smaller scale than how many invites you can make. And it just really helps you focus on the quality over quantity, which eventually, you guys, turns into quantity in quality. And that's really what you're working up towards. Okay. So this is just a really simple formula. So if you need to start inviting immediately. Okay. So I'm going to share the PDF. I'll show the PDF one more time. And then, just in case you guys didn't get it. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. Let's see. Maybe I'll answer some of these questions, but let me post the tools again really quick before you guys hop off. Yeah, I shared the photos a few times. Sometimes people can't see them unless it's like right in that second. So I'm just going to share them again really quick. Here's the printable version of this tracker. I am starting a little push pod. If you guys want to learn about it, it's on my, so I have a Instagram page that's just for coaches, like on the Network Power Hours. It's not public, it's a private page, but I post my YouTube links and just like playbacks on there. I post my trackers on there because so many people ask me for them after. I'm like, I'm just going to put these in one place. But then also I'm going to do a little push pod for the next few weeks of just different topics and stuff on there. So if you want to be involved in that, then you can. I think you guys have to have like a pro version of Zoom in order to get some of this stuff. So I'm going to just post these tools in our host chat. So all of your coaches have it. So ask them for it. And they should be able to give it to you. So whoever your sponsor is that got you into these calls will have these. I'll send that right after the call. The push pod, if you want to be part of that, just go follow at Power Hours on Instagram. It's Power OURS. And that's, again, it's a private page. It's not one that I'm growing. It's just there as a resource for our Network Power Hours. Okay. And then I will see you guys. Am I doing next week? I'm out of town for 2 weeks of this month. I'm going to Japan. So I think my next power hour is next week. I'm doing the 9th and the 30th. If you guys want to hop onto mine, we're going to do an invite power hour next time. It's called the 10 invite power hour, and it's awesome. It basically, I'm going to force you to invite 10 people in 10 different categories. It's really helpful to get you out of your comfort zone. So put that on your calendar, and I will see you guys in a couple weeks.
Jace, can you share the template that you were talking about for the event cover? Everybody's asking in the chat.
Share the,
you said you had an event template from Canva.
Oh yeah. I did share it, but I think some of you guys can't see it because I think you might have to have a pro version of Zoom. So it'll post on there, but like, I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on. Let me just see hold on. Maybe I need to change it. let me try again. Let me try one more time.
I have Pro and I don't see it.
I think it's because it was sending to someone directly. Hold on. There. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Oh,
Thank
perfect. Okay,
you.
let me share the PDF one more time too then. So here's the tracker and that stuff. And then I'll post the recording of this on my YouTube as well. Okay. Okay, I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.